Hello good people of the internet, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who haven't been here before, hi, my name is Anna and I hope that you stick around. As you might have guessed from the title, today's video is a tag. The other day I came across a creator that went by the name The Eve Effect. She did something called the fragrance personality tag. And I do like me a good tag and I thought that sounds fun, so I knew that I had to do it. I will link her video as well as the original creator of the tag along with the questions down below. So there are 13 questions in this tag, and if you want to know my answers to this tag, then keep on watching. First question is, what is your boss babe scent? This was a hard one. I have to go with Rose Rouge by Van Cleef & Arpels. It's a rich, warm, and floral scent. It's also one of those scents that my nose got used to pretty quickly. I remember the first time I wore it, I sprayed it here on my neck, and I didn't really smell it myself, but I got complimented on how good I smelled. So obviously it has a good scent trail, and it's just one of those scents that makes me feel on top of my game, you know? It makes me feel confident. I think it works just as well in meetings as it does on dates and special occasions, and of course every day. It smells so good. And it is what the name implies, a very rich and rosy scent. Question number 2, what is your go-to bedtime scent? Surprisingly, I don't wear that much perfume to bed, but if I do, I tend to go for fresh ones, and I have 2 of them. First one is Melrose Place by Way, and I've talked about this before, and it's like a breath of fresh air in a bottle. I just feel very clean whenever I wear it. I usually also shower right before bed, so if I want to extend that clean feeling, I wear this one. The other one is Skin by Clean. As the name implies, there's no better way to describe it than that it smells like skin. It's just comforting, it's sweet, and it's fresh. And I also feel very clean when I use this. I'm like, my skin smells so good. Question number 3, what is your hug in a bottle? There are so many, but for the purpose of the video, I didn't want to repeat myself. So I have to go with I'll Get 2 by 8 and Bob. Not only is this my baby, but it's also a hug in a bottle. It's warm, it's inviting, it's nostalgic in a way. For me anyways, it smells familiar. The story behind the brand 8 and Bob is also the first story that I learned when I started to work at my previous job. So ever since, it's been near and dear to my heart. And like I also said in the video I did all about vanilla, the brand 8 and Bob was my favorite brand to sell because I loved telling customers about the story behind 8 and Bob. Question number 4, what is your secret of mass seduction? Another hard one, but I have to go with Lancôme Trésor Nuit. This is the 2015 edition. The black rose in this just does something to you, and there's a reason why I featured this in all about my going out scents. And I want to feel extra seductive. This is an easy reach. Well, actually, all the scents that I featured in my going out scents are easy reaches, but this one is tried and true. Question number 5, what is a fragrance you never wear but can never part with? Jo Malone Peony and Blush Suede. I like the scent, but it's just a bit overpowering for me. I can't have it around my neck because then I feel like I'm not able to breathe. And I do love it, I just think the combination of the flowers used in it is just a bit too much for me. I love peony and carnations on their own. Peony is actually my favorite flower. And I also love rose and jasmine on its own. I mean, jasmine is one of my favorite notes in perfumes, but I think the combination of all these flowers in this one just makes it a bit too much for me. And then you also have the leather note, the suede note, that makes it a little more powdery, so you don't get that freshness that I like also. So that makes it most certainly a beast mode fragrance for me, but I don't want to part with it. So it's just standing there looking pretty in my collection. Question number 6, what is one of your fragrances you don't wear enough? That gotta be Jasmine Marzipan by Lancôme. This was love at first sight, so I definitely should wear it more, but this is a niche fragrance, so of course I want to save it as well. I think the only place that it's available here in Norway is at Stenostrom in Oslo, and I live 2 hours away from Oslo, so obviously I'm not there every day. It's soft, it's also fresh, even though you have those richer notes like jasmine. The almond just balanced that so beautifully, making it a good mix of warm, soft, and fresh. I think it's also a bit nostalgia for me because this is actually a softer version of one of the fragrances I used when I was 18. Question number 7. What is a fragrance that you would recommend to a beginner who wants to smell unique? The Fenty perfume. On its release, it wasn't exactly what I expected it to be, and I think I wasn't alone in thinking that it would have been sweeter. I haven't actually smelled Love Don't Be Shy by Kilian. That is Rihanna's supposedly signature scent. If people are right about the dupes, then I have an idea of what it smells like. I was surprised that it smelled nothing like that, but it's also something that I haven't really smelled before. And there's almost as there is a mint note in this, even though there's not. You have that almost literal breath of fresh air in this one. Definitely a unique perfume. It is a fragrance that I would recommend to someone starting off with perfume and want to smell unique. Question number 8. What is a fragrance you love that everyone seems to hate? Now I gotta agree with the Eve effect on this one, but it's not so much the scent, more the packaging and the silver that gets tarnished. And it is Chloe and its flankers. I have the original Chloe, albeit empty. I don't want to part with it, but it does not look good at all. The silver on it is completely tarnished and it looks completely worn down. And the same with this one. This is newer. This is Chloe Low. You can tell that it's already started to tarnish this one as well. Question number 9. What is an overhyped fragrance that you currently own? I feel like I'm gonna piss a lot of people off when I say this, but La Vie est Belle by Lancôme. La Vie est Belle is Lancome's pride and joy, and I do have to say that this was gifted to me at my old job, so it's not something that I paid for myself. I just can't make it work on me. It's supposed to be sweet and soft and fresh, but on me it's like it's more spicy and there's almost like there's a lot of pepper in it. So I think it's the patchouli in this one that makes itself very known on my skin. I'm sorry Lancome, I've tried so many times, but I just can't. Question number 10. What fragrance is on the chopping block? Easy. Black Orchid by Tom Ford. This was also gifted to me, so it's not something that I've paid for. But again, I feel like I pissed some people off by saying this, but I do not like it one bit. I've tried, believe me, I have tried, but it always ends up with me having to rub it off my skin. And like La Vie est Belle and Lancome, this is Tom Ford's pride and joy. There are so many other scents from Tom Ford that are way better. Which is sad because when it comes to notes, it hits all the spots. I think there's too much going on in this one that my nose gets all confused. I tried it one more time when I came across this tag. I put it on the testing strip and I laid down the testing strip and went about my day, and it filled my entire apartment and I felt like I was suffocating a bit, so I had to air out my apartment. To say though, I absolutely love Tom Ford as a designer and as a human being. Every interview I've seen with Tom Ford, he's always so profound and so eloquent, and there's always a takeaway in the interviews. I love him as a designer and a human, but I do not love Black Orchid. Question 11. What is the last fragrance you purchased? Last fragrance I purchased was actually a blind buy. It was so hyped up, so I took my chances, but I do not regret it. That was Intense Cafe by Montal. I feel like the coffee note in this is very, very faint, so the name is sort of misleading, but the rose and the vanilla really comes through. And it sort of reminds me of Rose Rouge, to be honest, and I think that's why I felt like, okay, it was a safe blind buy. Only that this one has that faint coffee note to it. It did not smell what I expected it to smell like. I expected it a bit more vanilla and a bit more coffee, so that was what people said it smelled like. But it's still good. Question number 12. What fragrance is on the top of your wish list? Too many. Do I need more perfumes in my collection? No. Do I want more perfumes in my collection? Yes. As of right now, in this very moment, what thrones the top of my wish list is Sugar Addict by Born to Stand Out and Oui Plus by Kai's Perfumes. I bought some samples of them off of Lucky Scent and they smelled amazing individually, but considering Born to Stand Out scents are made for layering, I layered these two and magic. So that's why both of them as a couple are on the top of my wish list. Another one that has been at the top of my wish list for a while now is a full-size bottle of Azora by Attar collection. Oh my god. If you haven't smelled that one, you need to get your hands on a sample. Unfortunately, most places where I find it does not ship to Norway, and if they do, it costs an arm and a leg in shipping, and I can't afford that right now, so as of now, it's only a wish. And of course, as any other perfume enthusiast, it would have been fun to make it to PR lists of brands. I've fallen in love with Ellis Brooklyn as a brand. I have several of the travel sizes right now. And of course, 8 and Bob is near and dear to my heart. I think that's like the ultimate wish. Like if you have the top of the wish list and then you have the meta top, that would be it when it comes to fragrances. Question number 13, what is your #1 fragrance for life? I feel like that is sort of like asking a parent about their favorite child. But if you've seen my previous videos on fragrances, you probably saw this coming. Le Couvent Maison Perfume Terrain. Besides Cherry in the Air that I mentioned in my time traveling video, Terrain is that one perfume that I'm afraid of running out of or that it will be discontinued. So I make sure to have a backup. It just works with everything. Summer, winter, day and night. And it's just a hug in a bottle at the same time as it's enchanting, sweet, it's warm, but it also has that fresh hit by that mandarin orange. It's just perfect. So that was it for today's video. I really hope that you liked it, and if you want to do the tag yourself, like I said, I'm putting all the 13 questions down below. And if you did like this video, then I would have appreciated if you give it a thumbs up, and if you like me, then I also appreciate if you would subscribe. And until next time, bye!